Welcome to Infectious Diseases TV. We share useful information about infectious diseases. Today, we're diving into a disease many of us think we know, measles. But what if that telltale rash was really just a cover for something much deeper? A kind of damage that could change your body's defenses forever.
A lot of people write off measles as just some simple childhood rash, but it is, without a doubt, one of the most contagious viruses known to humanity. To give you some perspective, let's look at a number called R0. With the seasonal flu, one sick person might infect one, maybe two other people. But measles? It's in a whole different league. A single person with measles can infect up to 14 others. It just spreads like wildfire.
And the classic symptoms are probably what you'd expect. It starts out like a really, really miserable cold. We're talking a high fever, a nasty cough, red, watery eyes. Then you get the signature signs, tiny white spots called Koplik spots inside the mouth, followed by that infamous red rash that covers the entire body. For most people, things start getting better after about a week, but for a lot of them, the story is far from over.
In fact, for a staggering number of people, that initial sickness is really just the beginning. Roughly 30%, that's almost 1 in 3 of all measles cases lead to serious complications. And some of these can be absolutely life-altering. And we're not talking about small things. We're talking about pneumonia, really bad diarrhea, and ear infections that can actually cause permanent hearing loss. And what's even scarier is that about 1 in every 1,000 kids will develop encephalitis, that's swelling of the brain, which can lead to permanent brain damage or even death. Even with modern medicine, measles can be fatal in up to 3 out of every 1,000 cases. It is a really formidable opponent. But beyond all of those well-known risks, there is a hidden danger, a much more insidious threat that can stick around for years, long after that rash is gone. What if getting sick from measles did more than just, well, make you sick? What if it could make your body forget everything it ever learned about staying healthy? This hidden threat actually has a name: immune amnesia. And yeah, it is exactly as chilling as it sounds. The measles virus can literally go in and erase your immune system's memory, wiping out all the protection you've built up over your entire life from every other bug you've fought off and every vaccine you've ever gotten. I think the best way to wrap your head around this is to think of your immune system like a computer's hard drive. Over the years, it carefully saves a file for every pathogen it beats: the flu, chickenpox, you name it. Well, measles comes in like a nasty computer virus and completely formats that drive, deleting almost everything. The only file it leaves behind? The one on how to fight measles.
So what does this actually mean in the real world? It's devastating. For up to 3 years after someone recovers from measles, their body is left wide open, almost like a newborn's. They are suddenly vulnerable to all sorts of infections that they used to be able to fight off easily. They have to rebuild their entire immune library from scratch. Okay, so how in the world did we figure this out? Because it sounds pretty wild, right? Well, this isn't just a theory. It's a scary reality that scientists have been piecing together bit by bit for the last decade or so. It all started around 2012. The first clues came from studies on monkeys that showed the virus was destroying these memory cells, the very cells that store our immune system's library. Then, in 2015, a huge population study found something shocking. After a measles outbreak, the number of kids dying from other diseases went up for the next 2 to 3 years. But the final nail in the coffin, the absolute smoking gun, came in 2019. A team at Harvard got this really unique opportunity. They were able to study a group of unvaccinated kids in the Netherlands, and they took blood samples from them before a measles outbreak hit their community and then again after. It was like the perfect natural experiment. So what they find? The results were just stunning. The kids who actually got sick with measles lost a huge chunk of their antibody library. We're talking anywhere from 11% all the way up to a staggering 73% of their protection against other diseases gone. And the vaccinated children who lived in the same community but didn't get sick, they showed no loss at all. This was it. This was the direct proof that the hard drive was being wiped clean. And as if that wasn't enough, another study came out in the same year, and it looked even deeper into samples from those same kids. It confirmed that the measles virus doesn't just delete the files, it physically wipes out the memory B cells themselves. It literally destroys the library building. So this is where the story gets much bigger than just one person. Immune amnesia isn't just a personal tragedy, it creates this huge ripple effect that can threaten the health of an entire community. When you're trying to stop a virus as contagious as this one, you need a really, really high wall of immunity. And for measles, that magic number we need to hit is 95%. So why so high? Well, because with that R naught of 12 to 14, the virus is an absolute expert at finding every single unprotected person it can. If you have anything less than 95% of the community protected, what we call herd immunity, you're basically leaving a door wide open for an outbreak. And who is that wall of immunity actually for? It's not just about you. It's about protecting the most vulnerable people living among us. We're talking about babies who are still too young for their first vaccine. We're talking about cancer patients, organ transplant recipients, and anyone with a weak immune system who can't get vaccinated. They are completely counting on the rest of us to keep them safe. And all of this leads us to the solution and to the true, incredible power of one of the greatest achievements in public health history, the measles vaccine. You see, the measles vaccine has this amazing 2-for-1 benefit. First, of course, it gives you incredibly strong, lifelong protection against measles itself. But just as important, it acts like a shield for your entire immune memory. It stops the virus from ever getting a chance to format that hard drive, preserving your body's entire history of fighting off disease. Scientists actually have a pretty cool name for this. They call it polymicrobial herd immunity. It's a fancy way of saying that by preventing measles, the vaccine isn't just stopping one disease, it's also stopping that wave of immune amnesia that follows, which indirectly protects the whole community from a big spike in all kinds of other infections. It literally makes our entire public health system stronger. So that leaves us with a final thought to chew on. When we talk about the measles vaccine, we usually focus on the immediate stuff, the rash, the fever. But the science of immune amnesia really forces us to ask a much bigger question. Is this vaccine protecting you from just one disease? Or is it a shield, protecting the priceless, irreplaceable library of your entire immune history? This is Infectious Diseases TV. Please like and subscribe.